Hello everyone, it's Nick Lawson with cdc-takecharge software, and this is lesson 14 on how to build a more robust and user-friendly contact management application in Alpha software. I received an email on the lesson I just finished, and in the email the person reminded me that I said I was going to discuss how to take and handle the selecting a zip code for a city using the Alpha software provided ZipCode database. And then I forgot to mention that as part of the lesson. So this is really just a short lesson to look at exactly that function. Let's go ahead and bring up our contact or company setup form. And we're going to go ahead and go to an existing company. And let's see, page down. There you go. Now, right now, we have League City in here. If I was to take and change it to Boston, for example, what we have to be able to do is pop up a list that shows all the Bostons and the zip codes across the country. Because you have Boston, Georgia, Boston, Indiana, Kentucky, and you got 30-some zip codes in Maine. Now look at that, you have a Boston, Texas. I didn't know that. So now we're able to pick the one that we want. When you select it and click OK, it writes in the proper value for you. Pretty cool. Now let's say you're going and you're doing a city that only has one zip code. AARON, I think is, yeah, there you go, Aaron. Kentucky only has one zip code, little tiny town. It's nowhere else in the country, very unique. So it just takes and displays that single zip code. That's pretty much what we're trying to accomplish here. And you can see from a data entry perspective, it's very simple. If you're keying in and you're zooming along and you know exactly where you're going, if we go back up, League City's only got 2. That's where we are. So our first one is the one that we want. We could just hit enter on the keyboard and it would select it automatically. So that's it. Let's take a look at how we did that. Go to our control panel, and we want company information form. And we wrote that on the on-change event for the Bill City field. Alright, once again, this is an excellent example of when to use an X dialog box to prompt for user input. We take and we use db count, which is a function that's been around for quite some time, but it's an excellent little function. It does require that an index be built for the table, and if you're not sure how to do that, I mean, you should know at this point, but just in case, like on zip, if you right click on the table, you have down here define indexes, and there they are. These indexes were actually created by Alpha software, and I'm just using the first one, city, because that's the only one that I need. Now, in a more complex situation, something that they're probably doing, they have uses for those other ones, but we don't need those. So we name our index city, and then we set the filter. So city has to equal the variable we have set, XCO city, which we're pulling from Bill City, the field that we're actually changing. It goes out and it builds our formatted list, and then displays it on a screen. Once we select the value of the variable in our X dialog, con city, is the same variable that we use if we find just a single example. So then it takes and goes ahead and does its little deal and breaks it up into components, and then assigns the billing information to the shipping information, again if same as is selected as true for shipping address. That's it. A very simple little routine, very, very fast, using Lightning queries. And I hope you find this useful. Thanks a lot and have a great day.